is going to be there. We're going to see how much research Cata's Encore has done. Instead, they start off with a Zeratul ban.
Yeah, just going hot with Zeratul Zarya bans right out of the gates. Cata's Encore with that first pick, first ban. And again, guys, this is a best-of-5 series. Single elim, the winner of this match, move on.
All right, so if you're wondering about Cata's Encores, they pick up an early Tassadar. Cata's Encore consists of Taliant, Ethics, and a couple of other members. Taliant, you might recognize. He actually had a Reddit post up not too long ago, reached #1 Grandmaster this season, then decided to focus on the league. And Ethics has been around. He was on, I believe, the old Gale Force roster before they had their revamp, and so picked up that. So two members that, if you're familiar with either the competitive scene or the Grandmaster scene, you would recognize those names. The other guys, even I'm not familiar with, but man, they've got to be good if they've made it here.
It's impressive to say the least. DTS going to be a hard challenge for them. Excited to see how Hosty's meshing with this team with that one swap we saw from the last week. Vala, Malfurion, their first 2 picks in the first half of the draft. Just flexible. Cata's Encore likely will go for something like that ETC. And, of course, when you have something like Tassadar, Brightwing on Towers of Doom, very powerful pick to pair with that.
All right, so when we talk about Hosty, there was a hero that he played a lot of this summer, and it was Falstad. And it was very prominent in his hero pool and globals. We talk about them all the time. Would not be surprised if that makes its way into this at some point. Yep. We're going to find out soon. But Cata's Encore, with the first pick Tassadar, will they be going into something like a Brightwing? We see that pairing often, especially on Towers of Doom when Malfurion's not available. We haven't seen any Brightwing at all? Or maybe I think we saw one game earlier.
Brightwing has seen one game today on our stream, at least. Still a very prominent hero in competitive Heroes of the Storm. I don't know how many situations we've seen where like global prioritization is relatively high. I mean, Towers of Doom, we see some teams, GTS in particular in the past, has done like a full-on global style. ETC does fit that bill if he does want to go stage dive. They could just go ETC to Haka here and leave that support role flexible, considering they already have TAS.
I just really wonder, like with first ban Zeratul, like what they're afraid of. Like dumpster tier. I mean, will they be trying? I mean, it really, Abathur doesn't really seem on the board when we talk about already picking up Tassadar.
Right.
So I don't know if strategically that's there or whether they're just afraid of somebody on DTS being able to really go. And we talk about Goku being over there. He's known for making a lot of plays on Zeratul. He's also known for playing a lot of Thrall. So those are two heroes that he excels on. Picking up Thrall is Cata's Encore.
Okay. Can't knock that. Thrall's very... I mean, we saw how good he is with Earthquake in that last game alone. So many fights where he just lived longer than anyone should ever be able to survive, it seemed. DTS now have their ban. Now, considering the Warrior situation, I don't see any real prominent Warrior bans for them, but Brightwing does stand out as a good option to me. Additionally, if they're worried about Li Ming, very good hero on this map. You don't often see Li Ming Vala, another hero that could be solid for them in this ban slot.
You think that we might see Vikings, or will it
Hammer
bring out a ban?
I don't know if anyone in Cata's Encore plays Vikings. DTS.
I mean, like a ban from Cata's.
For Cata's Encore. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, you never know with Faye. She definitely could play Vikings.
Well, we're going to find out. There it is. There's the Vikings ban by Cata's. They've done their research. They recognize that Vikings on this map, super strong. And DTS does have that Vikings player in Faye.
Just the power of having a player that's known to bust this out on a map like that to get that free ban out. North America traditionally doesn't play a lot of Lost Vikings, and Faye is one of the few where the Vikings is actually respected. DTS need a tank, that's for sure. Lots of options. Dahaka stands out to me as a really good one.
Looking at some data that we have on Goku for 2016, we have 97 games tracked.
Stitches Medivh, they're doing this again.
They're doing it again. Wow. All right, so
it's a cheese. Technically, a lot of teams consider this a cheese because of the way it works with the Gorge through the portal and the guaranteed kill on various heroes.
Then I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Li Ming is their last pick unless it's taken here. I think the blow-up composition, you need somebody with that burst damage. And think about it. The roots, you Gorge, portal, excuse me, not roots, the hook into the Gorge into the portal into the roots.
Right.
You have a stationary target.
And, I mean, you're not necessarily straight up fighting when you have stitches. You're looking for hooks, and that's when you want more poke, like the Li Ming. So I agree with that call a lot for a potential here for DTS. But Brightwing has been locked in for Cata's Encore. One more pick needed. They need damage, range damage. Li Ming.
I like the pickup. DTS, though, I mean, if they opt to go Rain of Vengeance, they can keep that hero locked in. I feel like they need a...
Dahaka.
Talk about isolation. Just isolation obviously being a heroic, but you can single out a hero really hard with DTS's comp.
You really can. And sure, it's a little bit reliant on the hooks, for the early game, but once you're at level 10, those Gorge combos are very easy to execute. They can buy you huge advantages. And the other thing about Towers of Doom is even if you're not, winning the early game, it's not the biggest deal. You don't really... I mean, it can be if you're way behind in the structure game and you can't really seem to find your way back into the bell towers. But if you get a late game free kill with the Gorge combo, it makes up for it.
It's... People love watching it. If you're going to do it, this is a map to do it on. So we'll see how effective it's going to be. No stranger to this comp either is DTS. So
no, they're really not.
Not afraid to run the cheese.
Well, we saw them play this, yesterday?
Did we get
It might have been last weekend.
I mean,
yeah, but I mean, we definitely have seen DTS bust this pretty much identical composition, maybe with some slight tweaks here and there. And Hosty will actually be the Medivh in this instance. So that's going to be, I mean, I think probably a level up for them. Hosty's Medivh is actually very good.
We'll see. I mean, portal timing, everything timing. There's plenty of walls. If you can get them to that death zone near your wall, there's just... You already know what's coming. There's just... How do you avoid it? How do you deal with it? And we're going to see how hard they go when the hooks come out.
I guess... They do have a fair bit of flexibility. I mean, Brightwing can get some nice polys to slow that ETC or slow that Stitches down when it does Gorge, and some of those and the power slide to buy that time. Maybe even a defensive force wall when you see those portals being used. They do have options, but we'll see how well they can do. Game number 1 of this best of 5 series on Towers of Doom.
I'm glad you brought up that point, and I think that also brings into play Wave of Force for Li Ming.
Yep.
Wave of Force, power slide onto the portal, use the increased knockback at level 4. Hopefully that's a talent they do pick up. That's the number one thing when you're playing against Medivh players, and you know those portals will be aggressive or defensive, you need to have some sort of displacement on that, and I think that's going to be a crucial thing to look out for.
Well, on the blue side, that is Dumpster Tier, Iacona on Malfurion, Faye going to be playing Vala, Goku on Dahaka, Srey playing Stitches, and Hosty rounding the team out as Medivh, that new addition to the team.
All right, on the other side, it's going to be Ethics on ETC, Zlurd on Thrall, Taliant on Tassadar, BBJ on Brightwing, and Soy on Li Ming.
Most of these guys do have experience from the competitive scene, whether it be the road to BlizzCon last year or just earlier qualifiers in the 2016 season. But, yeah, I mean, they've made it all the way here to this qualification match. I think that's impressive at the very least.
All right, they're going out there. And it was last week, because I now remember that Srey went full slam build.
That's right.
And he's already spec'd into it at level 1 as well.
And we were actually talking to Urho earlier this week on the podcast I run, and he was talking about the slam build, about his go-to with Stitches and the power that it has, the amount of damage output, the amount of constant pressure you can put on a Stitches is heavily amplified when you build this way. And you're not necessarily looking for the fishing hooks if you've got this Medivh Stitches combo.
A little bit of pressure put on, and not able to get a kill there, but definitely able to give them the threat. Iacona just kind of lurking down there, seeing if they can get any type of lockdown. Faye going to build up those stacks, look for roots to possibly lock him in, but nah, not going to get it.
Yeah, just safe play on both sides. You'll see a little bit of fun stuff from Hosty, but oftentimes he'll be doing just what we saw from Chu earlier today. Scanning the field, keeping eyes on, even though it's not really a rotation team, he just wants as much information as possible for his team.
Yeah, no backdoor strategies. We see a little bit of a party bush, looking for anybody to path through here. And if they do, look for them to collapse onto that hero. But we see the Sapper camp start to spawn. Hosty on his way down. He's going to find a few people.
Well, Ethics and Soy both show themselves. Those 3 altars now becoming active in just about 20 seconds. And it should be the standard play where we see the top altars go quickly to the globals and then the fight happening around the bottom altar. Quick start here on the right Sapper camp in favor of Cata's Encore.
Yeah, to at least give Dumpster Tier something to think about or something to deal with during this phase. And as you talked about, Brightwing and Dahaka both on those top altars. We're going to see level 4 has been picked up by Dumpster Tier. Level 4 almost here for Cata's, and there it is locked in. The fight is about to break out this bottom altar.
All right, the hook onto Taliant. Nice roots, but it's going to force that dimensional shift very early in the battle. Good juke there on Soy's orb as he threw it out. So far, not able to do a lot of damage. Goku getting plenty of damage done as that frontline bruiser.
Yeah, and so far being kept very healthy by those Malfurion heals. There's the the protection onto Goku. That nice.
Oh, the drag gets locked in Thrall, and that gets the first kill of this game in favor of DTS. Hook in onto Ethics. Does he have that power slide for the escape? Yes, he does, but not able to hit Goku as he retreats.
Yeah, there's not two altars. It hasn't even been channeled yet, but BBJ on that backside going to be interrupted by Medivh, at least for the time being, and we see Goku. He's going to hearth back, but he should be able.
I mean, you can just see how effective Medivh can be on his own. The hearth back is Medivh, but Dahaka comes back with the Brush Stalker, looking for the pressure. Channel attempted from Goku will not succeed with that Chain Lightning.
This is going to be a little bit of a lengthy battle until we potentially get a kill. I mean, the early rotations, we do see ETC finally locked in his level 4. Ended up going loudspeakers, that extra knockback range. Good call there. But the follow-up, the Medivh protection.
Yeah.
Just no damage whatsoever.
Goku stepping on in, getting the interrupt once more, going to burrow. The portal actually disappears, forcing out the Medivh shield. But the roots on too. Big damage from Medivh and Faye, as we do see the altar is successfully channeled.
Oh! Hosty, though, got to be careful. He does have some heals, but on the bottom, we see Thrall get picked off. Not able to get that kill onto Hosty up at the top was crucial.
Yeah, if they got that kill, this would be a little bit better here on the side of Cata's Encore, but they did manage to get the altar. So they're up 4 damage in total. Love the call to just scoop those sappers away when you know you have the hero advantage, giving, well, what looks like a full level lead right now for DTS.
Yeah, good win there. Obviously, they ended up losing the altar in the middle of that, but giving them some control at least for now. And, you know, a lot of this, we look at these comps, we look at the way this map's going to be played. We're going to see the priority towards these Sapper camps when necessary, as they've now picked up both in the bottom. But as you talked about during the draft, man, this thing is going to blow wide open the minute we get to level 10.
Hosty, level 7 now, going to start working on that Master's Touch as well. I don't think we'll see him play the passive style that we saw from Chu, where he's just a constant ward. I think he's going to be getting a little bit greedy, looking for every single Q he can get to complete that quest and really ramp up his damage output.
Well, you can see the value of those pumpkin sappers taking out that entire bottom wall. You know, we talked about it, I think, previously during our cast last week, but opening up that opportunity to be able to take that bell tower later, it's just taking control of the bottom lane. Might have a pause coming in as we have a disconnect.
Yeah, could just be a small hiccup there. It's on the team to actually make that pause happen. Right now, we're just going to wait and see. Now, full level lead, as we mentioned, sappers being collected once again at the top. These sappers only have the 2-minute cooldown before they respawn, so they'll be up in the bottom half before you know it, but the altars will be here first.
That was an observer, actually.
Ah, that was the...
I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait, I don't recognize that name.
I didn't even read the name. Yeah, we do have a multi-language observer or two in our lobby.
Well, double altar phase, both teams at level 8. Nobody's going to be at level 10 anytime soon unless we see another stall out like we did last time. But Ethics posturing up there in the middle. Got to be careful he doesn't get locked in while his team is busy clearing that sapper camp. Medivh, though, making good use of that portal, getting that bottom altar.
Yeah, bottom altar will be picked up. The stall is here. Hungering Arrow just ticking away at Taliant. Dahaka soaking top just now. Brush Stalkering on the right side. But the poly is there in time.
Takes a bit of damage as he does enter the fray there. But we are down to 1 altar. It's fairly even in terms of that core health. It actually is dead even. But this looks familiar.
The hook in, the roots in place. Dimensional shift. Gonna be in time to deny that root from catching him, but BBJ goes down on the Brightwing.
Yeah, Ethics power sliding in at least more to safety than anything as we see Soy landing some big skill shots. Ethics, though, I don't think he's going to make it out of here. He is taking a long road back
Good orb.
He's going to go down.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice lead here. Sappers will connect on this bottom fourth to try to even things out. Overall, though, full level lead, level 10 being locked in for DTS. What's Master's Touch looking like, J-How?
We are, and I will have that for you in just a moment. He is at 11
Not
out of his 30 stacks. So
yeah, good start.
well on his way.
Of course, if he dies, he will lose that Leyline Seal, Trink, or excuse me, the Twilight Dream, Rain of Vengeance. So a lot of lockdown, a lot of coverage to support that Gorge they're going to be looking for.
You know, sometimes we tend to see, I mean, there seems to be enough lockdown, especially when you factor in Rain of Vengeance, but there was oftentimes this strategy of turning that hero into a poly, but there we go. Sray being very aggressive, not able to land at the hook, dodge there as well. They were looking to try and isolate somebody, not able to get it there, though.
Yeah, hungry to make the plays happen at the very least, so they're going to get these Sappers on in to be able to take down this bottom bell tower to potentially begin the snowball of the control.
Well,
and when you have a heroic advantage like this, yeah, you can try to get greedy.
Sray is just, he's like, get in my belly. He wants one person and one person only. And the timing right now could be right before the next altar phase. Cata's Encore not able to contest. It's going to be another Pumpkin Sapper camp picked up here. Should give them something to defend here. Maybe they'll get these escorted in.
You see a variety of options for teams that are in these situations where they're ahead like this, and they're just looking for the kills. The force wall, we talked about the power of that, gonna be enough to keep that at bay. Really good defense there on the side of Cata's Encore.
There's so much utility that they have to be able to keep that. They ended up going Sundering, so that's going to be another defensive utility. They're not opting to go Earthquake. I think it's more just for the protection from those Gorges. Force Wall, you called it. Wave of Force being picked up by Li Ming as well in case she needs the help, but at the same time, that extra knockback range at 4 by ETC going to be so crucial. That's why those abilities and talents were picked up.
But Gorge isn't the longest of cooldowns, 25 seconds before it's available. So what you see right now is DTS postured to get their safe altar on their side of the map as the bottom belt tower is reclaimed by Brightwing ETC, and they will have to be careful here, but slow this down and wait for that Gorge, which is up in 10.
Yeah, and you just got to find that one hook. BBJ, though, canceled at the last minute. Balloon's Grace.
Okay. Bird getting eyes. Thrall potential flank with Sundering up here. Something they're worried about.
Force Wall's down, though. And Gorge is up.
A lot of damage on the Tassadar. Slamma-jamma.
Catus keeps putting themselves in a position to where they just are forced to defend. And they've given up the other altar. They haven't been able to posture up. 13 has now been picked up. And that's going to make it tough. Saray is just eating those shots.
Yeah.
Soy is landing those skill shots over and over.
Portal used. Gorge goes out. No portal going to be needed here. The drop into the lawn, and down goes Tassadar, but the altar will be picked up as a return. So although they found the kill,
it's kind of worth it, right?
Yeah.
Now only find themselves down 4 shots, and that could have been a lot worse. They could have found themselves down 12, but I'd say that's a decent trade. Yeah, you get a little bit of experience. You have a 2-level lead, but staying in the game.
Good response by Cata's Encore. They realize, there's no way they're saving him that far away, and they just opt to pick up that altar. But we could see the structural advantage become an issue once more as they're escorting these Sappers, trying to take this belt tower out. It's going to take a lot of damage, should go down here.
I mean, just controlling this bottom lane, I mean, you have the potential for a solo altar in that bottom lane, and you can't, it's really difficult to defend when you don't have that opportunity, you don't have something to fall back to, and then you have to kind of take the long way around. So we see that happen quite a bit. So the priority to be able to capture that, and then to be able to retain that on Cata's side, it's going to be a pretty key thing here for quite a while.
How's the Master's Touch going?
Not much progress.
Okay.
He's halfway there, 15 out of 30.
Yeah, he's just been kind of playing the passive game, playing safe. Better safe than sorry as Medivh, who's now doing his best to hold on to this as they're looking to push forward these next 3 Sappers who are quite far away. They go the long way around out the back. The hook down the middle, but not going to connect. The Gorge with the portal, but Force Wall, once again, a beautiful response.
Yeah, beautiful response indeed. We see a little bit of protection. Emerald win, though.
Look at the damage from those big slams coming out from Stitches. Very interesting style of play. Not enough for them to find the kill, but they're putting the pressure on. The hook barely whiffing on Taliant. Got a bit of a battle happening up here on top as Goku's pushing this lane out as well.
Yeah, think about that. Tassadar's a really hard hook target. He now has prescience at his side, so it is tough. He has the dimensional shift at his availability. You can see Iacona there eating some of those shots to stall that out. Easy to heal up. Brightwing, though.
All right, the rotation has happened. Kona taking a lot of damage. The portal up a little bit further away, but the power slide going to lock him in, and down he goes. Hosey goes through the portal. They're on the retreat, being down to hero, but Tahaka will be able to channel this altar during this fight.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of see this trade once more. Another winning trade for the team that doesn't get the kill. The excellent rotation was there, but giving up the altar is the bigger deal. They now find themselves down 8 core health, 28-20.
It's not huge. I think the experience lead is the bigger deal here, but still something they've got to be consciously aware of. They're looking to finally get some pressure here on the bell towers themselves, knowing that this bottom bell tower is weak and they have sappers behind them. If they get the escort in, they're going to be set up to take that lead, but Goku, no one's responding to him on the top right now.
There's the
nice block.
Slide. They got to be careful of the Gorge. Just so you know, that last shot for Medivh, was busy the fight before, now has reached his master's touch. Will no longer drop those stacks. Has a shorter cooldown if he hits that hero, and a lot more damage.
Yeah, that 16 is just a big threat in general. This full slam build, you saw the slow. I mean, it's no joke.
Well, 16-15 in favor of Dumpster Tier. And we see Cata's Encore has to get busy. They've got to be able to make up this talent difference and to be able to fight on even playing field. I believe the next altar phase is it the 4th or the 5th? Well,
that's a dead Tassadar.
Not 16 yet, so you're not that quick.
Force walls himself in. Style points for his death. Bottom lane Sappers going to press this in. This could actually be...
This is the 5th one.
Okay, so desperate stage dive. There's no follow-up. They're just trying to hold on to this bell tower during this 3 altar phase.
Yeah, the thing about it is, like I said, if they give up this bottom one, they're basically going to give up 2 altars pretty convincingly. You know, they do save it at least for the time being, but I think it's going to be very tough to defend. Tassadar still 10 seconds away at no 16. Seems to be an easy take here
there
for
it
Dumpster
goes.
Tier.
Yeah, I mean, Brightwing is holding her ground at that top altar. Only going to be 3 damage dealt. Potential for 10 here out of DTS, which would just, I mean, they're down to 10 health.
Yeah, Dumpster Tier, they're using the strategy, using their advantage. You know, it's only 6 kills to 1, but the kills have been timing-wise, excellent. They've been able to force and dictate the pace. So we can see the hook miss there. Very close. Time's going to run out.
Yeah, this is a rough scenario right now on the side of Cata's Encore because there's so much threat with the Medivh this late in the game and the Stitches hooks, and they can't afford to lose a team fight. They lose a team fight, the boss will get picked up. And the boss gets picked up, I mean, it could just be one more altar. That's all that's needed because of the threat that they could get with, you know, Sappers. Top lane has been whittled down slowly by Goku, opening this up for those Sappers in the top as well.
Well, it's extremely difficult to do. Srey, though, looking for anybody to grab. Again, he doesn't go that extra range at 16. He goes more to the slam build. There it is.
That's too deep for them to be able to save. Even if Brightwing was a phase shift in here, it would be a death sentence for her. The stage dive out, however, will work out. And they get the altar in the process. Have they spent too much? Lurd has to use that Sundering. Hosey takes a lot of damage.
Soy is landing a lot of shots. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to translate those into kills. But what they did do just now is they saved ETC. They also took control of that bottom bell tower, which is going to be spawning now. But the next altar going to be at the bottom. That's actually a really good win right there for Cata's Encore. Hopefully, they'll be able to translate this into an altar pickup, though.
It's best case scenario for them, but BBJ trying to phase shift out will get hit with the isolation and held in place. Now BBJ, excuse me, that was just the drag. The hook will connect. Ice block goes down. Emerald Wind attempted, but not enough. And that's going to be a boss pickup here. So although this is going to be a good 8 damage picked up in total with these Sappers going through, there's still a sizable lead. 6 health will be remaining. Hosty, though, why did he contest this? This is so risky. Leyline Seal! He's trying to mount. But Tassadar gets the kill.
Wow. I mean, it's risky, but as you said, they gave up the boss. And look at this. Goku came down. He's got to be careful not to die here, which he likely will. The huge magic missiles.
Greed. DTS could have taken that 8 damage and just kind of walks away with it, but now they've lost 2 heroes, conceded so much presence. Yes, they got the boss. Yes, they took the top bell tower, but the experience gap has been closed significantly.
Yeah, I mean, it still puts them in a pretty sizable lead, but 18-6, it's not out of the question. We're going to have at least 2 more altar phases. The thing about it is you'll be able to get on even talent tiers. We haven't seen comebacks have not been out of the question. We saw some pretty crazy games on this, but those deaths, those deaths give you an opportunity to do stuff like this by regaining map control and starting to control those bell towers.
Absolutely. And you see they're able to safely poke and prod here without the threat of the Medivh portals. I mean, with Stitches stuck in the bottom trying to push that out, this is now, you know, the momentum is in the hands of Cata's Encore at this point in time. They're rotating back down to the bottom of that priority lane due to the sappers, but they're going to back away. They have to take their top tower back, too.
Yeah, Brightwing's up there, whittling away at it, being able to get those minions up to it, at least to be able to soak that ammo and do that damage. That's kind of the main focus. It does look like they're going to go ahead and rotate the rest of the group up. They're going to be in the lead, but the middle bell tower should be pretty easily captured here by Dumpster Tier. But more importantly with these captures, Jake, you talked about it a moment ago, level 20. Now here for Cata's Encore.
I mean, that was the biggest deal with those 2 deaths. Like, it's you lose your advantage for the next altar spawn, and they still have the statistical advantage with 21. And yes, they've been playing brilliantly. Stitches is scarier with Bolt, but they've all got their bolts. They've all got their options. Bolt Sunders are super spooky in its own right.
Well, another bell tower should be picked up here, but they have just a few seconds to get down to that middle altar. We'll see if we see any disruption there. Look at this response by Dumpster Tier. This might be a little bit late with their response. I mean, it's good that they're going for it, but 5 seconds till the altar. Interesting strategy.
You said it might be a little bit too late. And they are on it. Zlurd starting his channel. Goku taking a ton of damage, trying to brush her up, but the force wall in place. Free altar picked up 4 damage. The gap has been closed significantly, but they're looking for the kill. Portal is up. Srey.
The hook.
Not going to get the hook.
Right between both of them. I mean, the call for that was a little bit weird. That was way late, and I really feel the strategy was sound and trying to get that bell tower, get the pumpkin sappers there, but they paid a price for it.
Apex Predator is an option. The force wall works out nicely for Srey. Thundering in on him. Cleanse goes down. Faye drops a single stack of Random Vengeance just to make sure they have a safe retreat.
And Sunder being used there is kind of a big deal. It'll be up in 70 seconds, but is that enough time for them to come back? We're going to see a trade for these bell towers. Top should be picked back up by Dahaka, but here in the bottom, at least for the moment, see a little bit of extra control here by Cata's Encore.
Taking a look at the map, about 2 minutes left before the boss is back up. The map will be completely stabilized after Dahaka reclaims this, and they should be able to defend bottom. They see this push coming. They're making the rotation down. Dahaka just got top back, so he could brush Stalker in a variety of locations.
Stitches flank with a hook?
Could be. He's looking.
He's
got the eyes on. Zlurd seems to be their target. Nice knockback.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. The extra knockback, the extra range. All talents that work really well against Medivh.
Well, this game is still okay. This is rough. Oh my goodness! The max range on the hook. Thrall very secluded right now as the roots expire. They're throwing everything they have out, but Zlurd manages to use Bolt to try to stay alive. We see that ley line still going through. Twilight Dream finds the kill.
It finds the kill. The power slide in. Can Soy land the combos? Not able to get the kill there, but you can see so much damage being done by that Emerald Wind. Unfortunately, not able to secure the kills, but it is 4-4 in terms of the captures on the bell towers, and guess what, Jake? There's only 4 health left on the side of Cata's Encore.
Yeah, and with that one hero advantage, this desperate stage dive goes down. The drag into the roots, the focus onto ETC, who is able to power slide away. A portal goes down. The top altar goes to Tassadar. Only 1 altar remaining in this fight, but that would end it if DTS finds it. Talion is low. Ethics is low as well, but Conan needs to be careful.
They got to be careful. Ethics just barely able to get out. He has the shield on him to keep him alive a little bit longer. The hook brings him back, And now we see on the backside, Goku starting to channel. ETC has fallen.
Goku keeps getting disrupted. BBJ is so low. Stray should be able to find the slam. There he goes. The gorgeous Intaliant will die momentarily, and this game should be going to dumpster tier.
Yeah, 4 members down. It's just a formality. Taliant just kind of hide in the bush. Prescience, that dimensional shift, it's good enough to keep you alive for a few seconds. But man, what a way to end game number 1 of this best of 5, Jake.
Goodbye, Thrall. Enjoy your mid lane experience. Yeah, get that wolf out. It's going to run forever. Boom! Wow, DTS, well played. I mean, but there were some moments that, it was close. Only 10 damage lead at the end.
And I say this every